Hi, I'm Mike. On the ranch, there are plenty of gadgets, but those that truly help us and the animals out rank at the very top. Today, we install, test, and take a look at the Chicken Guard automatic chicken door on the project list on our Wyoming Life. Welcome back to the project list. Each Tuesday we tackle a project off the list and I get to bring you along as we fix a problem, try something new, or just cause more work for ourselves. Please take a minute to subscribe and join us as we continue to explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. Chickens are often labeled as a gateway animal. And I know a lot of people that got started in backyard farming with just a chicken house, a small one, and just a couple chickens. Now they have goats and donkeys, maybe even a cow here and there. One thing that chickens will teach you is that having a barn animal is not really like taking care of a dog or a cat. And if you want an animal that you have to spend most of your time and energy in making sure that they're still alive from day to day, chickens are a great place to start. Everything eats chickens. They, next to mice, which I've seen chickens eat, are probably the lowest animal in the food chain around both yours and my ranch. Out here, we deal with fox, coyotes, weasels, skunks, raccoons, badgers, even bobcat, and the occasional mountain lion. And of course, dogs from subdivisions that continue to encroach upon the ranch. Luckily for us, there's enough activity around the ranch during the day that we rarely deal with those chicken thieves during the day. But at night, it's a whole new ballgame. And a chicken that doesn't get back to the chicken coop at night is often in mortal danger. Each night, I close the chickens up in the chicken coop, and every morning, they're let out to free range and do whatever it is that chickens do all day long. The problem is that, like you, I have a life. Chickens aren't always let out at the same time each day, and they certainly aren't closed up at the same time either. Because those predators come out after dark, we try to have the chickens locked in by nightfall. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and there have been a few times that we've actually caught a predator either in the chicken house itself or getting pretty close to it. Enter the Chicken Guard automatic chicken door. This product claims to take at least one chore off our list every day by automatically opening, closing, and even locking the chicken door for us on a schedule, or even with a sensor that can gauge when dusk and dawn take place and when to open and close the door. The door itself doesn't have that many parts. The instructions, we don't need those, I'm just kidding. The door, the controller that opens and closes it, and the rails the door slides up and down on. We also have the screws needed and even batteries. That's impressive. Before we get too much further, let's talk about how much this thing actually costs. You can get versions of these doors from about $179 to $300 for this one, the extreme version that includes a light sensor and up to 40 pounds of lifting force. For us, that matters because snow load that could pack up against the door during winter will cause problems. Now, in very cold and stormy days, we don't even let the chickens out anyway, but I also don't want to burn up a motor every time the door gets stuck. Nice thing is that they have a warranty right there that says this thing will work, and if it doesn't, they'll replace it. $300 is a lot of money. But when being 30 minutes or an hour late closing the chicken coop can cost you every chicken you own, and it takes at least 6 months to a year to build your flock back up, you might think of this as more of an insurance policy than anything. At the chicken house, it's time to put the door in place, but we may have a problem. One that could derail this whole plan completely. Our flock consists of not only chickens, but also geese and ducks. And because of that, when I built the chicken house, I installed bigger doors so those bigger birds could get in and out comfortably. This door is considerably smaller, and it's not going to fit over the hole for the existing door. So that's it. The Chicken Guard won't fit on our chicken house. Or will it? One thing that you get used to when you're working on a ranch or a farm is that things rarely ever go your way. Quite often, it's not really so much about completing a project, but solving the problems that stop you from completing a project. Putting this door on should be easy, but now it's going to require a few more steps. Long story short, we're going to create a panel to make this door work. And for that, we have to go back to the shop. A scrap piece of plywood is squared up and will become our new wall for the chicken door. In fact, we're going to build this, and it could be a portable chicken door. We could move it from door to door in the chicken house, and that could actually be quite helpful. Each cut we make is getting a little bit closer to what we need, and following the instructions, we can lay out our parts and come up with where the door would go on the new panel. After cutting it out, the rails are put in place and adjusted for a little bit looser fit, allowing the door to slide up and down without much restriction. The control box for the chicken guard is pretty impressive. Not only does it hold the motor that moves the door, it also holds the batteries, which are included, if I didn't mention that. And after a quick assembly, we can start the programming process. It's a bit more involved than I thought it would be. The unit has a setup wizard, which guides you through setup, setting your language, the time, and eventually calibrating the motor, running it up and down, and setting it to where the stop points are. Next up is to set up the sensors, which will open and close the doors at dusk and dawn. Unfortunately, that feature appears to be locked on this unit for some reason, but we can still set the time we want the door to open and close. I'm going to set mine for 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. With the new door mounted on the panel and the controller programmed, then it's off to the chicken house once again to put it in place. We're putting this one on the outside of the chicken house, but you can mount them on the inside also. Now I want to know how well it handles the winter weather. And with the way that we actually built this, we can just pull out a few screws and move it to the inside if we have to. The door is quite a bit smaller than our old door, and I do worry that the larger geese may not like that. In that case, I'm glad it's easy to remove as well. A couple screws and we're done. And the door can be opened. The chickens, ducks, and geese can now come out to play. Or not. It's new. Might take a few minutes to get used to. The chickens fit. But what about the ducks and geese? Eventually, after some indecision, here we go. And out flow the troops. Out to do whatever it is they do all day. Never knowing that a new gadget might be saving their lives by tonight. The door works, and I'll be interested to see how long it'll actually take the larger geese and ducks to get in tonight, but if they don't, they better start ordering in. Not only is today about a product that might really help us out around here, it's also about being flexible. And it's easy to just say, you know, this isn't going to work, take it back, get a refund and be done with it. But in my opinion, you're better off to try to figure out how to make something work than just say it's not working. When you have a flat tire, you fix it. And if you don't know how, you ask for help. There's nothing wrong with that. But pay attention, because next time you may have to figure out how to do it for yourself. Even the ducks and geese, well, we saw today that they had a new problem, a smaller door, and even they figured it out. And their brain's like the size of your fingernail. Gosh, imagine what you can do. Thanks for coming along. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have already, thank you very much. I hope you can take a step further and become part of our community, because the people that I've met through it are some of the most wonderfully awesome people that I could ever meet in my entire life. Also, head on over to our website, sign up for the newsletter, get behind the scenes. You can get first crack at new products, including beef jerky, straight from the ranch, and a whole lot more. You can do that at ourwyominglife.com. Thanks again. Have a great week, and thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.